make a move and the bunny gets it.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
It's showtime.
Psychically, I'm very well endowed.
I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I want to know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, this is Scoop from Telepathic Blended Comics. I forgot to add myself. Isn't that brilliant? That's just genius. Wow, I'm just on it today. A good thing there's only one person watching. Yeehaw. Anyway, let me bring on one of my partners in crimes. You know him. He's from Scotland, and as you know,
If it's no Scottish, it's crap!
Hey, hello. How is everyone doing? Nope.
hold on. StreamYard's muted me.
Okay, I'm
Anyway,
holding on.
welcome to the show, my friend.
I'm doing well.
There you
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I figured out I re-uploaded a clip. Let me play it for you right quick.
Okay. So.
Who gives a shit?
Since we missed out last time on that one, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I must have erased it somehow, but I know I uploaded it because I plan on using it, from now on.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it doesn't get old.
but yeah. So anyway, so today I might be getting a little controversial for some people, but to me, this is not a controversial topic.
I'm the wrong show again.
Right, exactly.
I'm not here.
No, you're not. Don't worry. But this is today we're going to talk about Heather Swain, who's the ingenue of the Cyber Frog series, a creation of Ethan Van Sciver. Right. Someone who has his detractors. I in the past I've not agreed with him on everything, but this is it's not about him. It's about this character, Heather Swain, and the reason why I think she's gonna be a great character for the mainstream someday, maybe sooner than later. I don't know.
Well, you never know with the way things are falling apart with the mainstream. So
seriously, we're gonna need. We're gonna need. They're playing out so many characters right now. How many people want to see anything more from Harley Quinn? Anybody want to see more Harley Quinn?
I haven't even seen I haven't even seen the Joaquin Phoenix Joker film yet. So, and there's another one. So,
well, evidently there's going to be a sequel coming out. Foy le Deux, I think it's going to be.
It's a musical. It's a musical, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, it's going to have musical elements. I think the Harley Quinn in that's going to be played by Lady Gaga.
I believe so. I've seen a picture, I think, of that.
I don't know. I'm
not the least bit interested. I'll just say it.
Well, the first movie, I've never even watched the first one, but I've been told it's a good movie. But I've heard that. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard if you've seen Taxi Driver, you've pretty much seen the Joker.
Not for a long time. Yeah, I've seen Taxi Driver, not for a long time. Yeah.
No, it is what it is. But yeah, so I played the trailer earlier. It's the Cyber Frog. It's the kind of like.
Sorry, I was getting a bit scared there because that's very 28 Days Later kind of music there. I'm thinking, crap, is the Rage Zombies going to be coming up my door?
Yeah, it's pretty intense. The IP is pretty intense.
Yeah, it's very well done.
I need to give my little bona fides right quick.
There we go.
So I do have the executive box. There you go. Back when I was, but back when I thought I was like fighting the culture war by supporting Ethan Van Sciver's stuff. I drank the Kool-Aid. What can I say?
I've seen some of Ethan Van Sciver's videos on YouTube. When he was talking about Star Wars and movies and things. So I am familiar with who he is. So.
Well, last time I did anything with him, I got my views just tanked. Tanked. But here was a promo I created to when I unboxed. This particular the executive box that when I unboxed it, there was a whole bunch of stuff that came with it. But this is the promo I created. Nobody has seen it because nobody watched that video. So yeah. Anyway, I just want to use it because I spent time on it. So here you go.
Might as well.
Psychically, I'm very well endowed.
little over the top, a little bit over the top. What can I say?
So, I was expecting Ric Flair to show up.
Hold on. Yeah, there you go.
Woo!
Thus spake Zarathustra should always be accompanied by woo. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about a little old school wrestling just a little while ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well. But yeah. So the answer to that question was yes. It was worth it. It's a incredible package I got. But yeah, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about his one of his main characters in this the Cyber Frog series. Her name is Heather Swain.
Right.
She is on the she's pretty much on the marquee and everything. If you hadn't figured it out, I'm just bringing it up right quick. Let me get my presentation up. But this is I'm going to let me do this first. Okay. This is her character, okay? Now see as soon as that pops up and populates right quick. And there we go. All right. So this is from Comic Vine. But she's been in publication since about 2001 on the Cyber Frog series. Yeah. Well, if I couldn't quite remember what her past was, but I knew that she kind of appeared in the Cyber Frog series kind of later on. She wasn't there immediately, but she kind of like became a interest, not a love interest, but a friend. She's always been kind of a friend because he's a cyber frog. There's not a lot of crossover between him and humans.
Well, I mean, the name kind of gives it away, I guess. So.
Yeah. But she never talks much about her history, the whole entire comic run. Evidently, she had an abusive stepfather, and she doesn't really have a lot of powers. I mean, she's just basically physically fit, but she's not like athletic, and like a fighter or whatever. But she's just a normal chick who just kind of get caught up in everything. Very, very attractive chick. I'll say that. As we'll see shortly.
So she's a bit like Sarah Connor, then kind of thing. Kind of gets caught up and then develops.
Oh yeah, definitely Sarah Connor-esque. But she basically she kind of like gets caught up in everything. But she's ordinary. She's not like a college graduate or a scientific mind or anything like that. She's just an ordinary chick. But this is pretty much a good description of her right here. Let me read this right quick. Sassy, smart, passionate, aggressive, takes no crap from anybody. She grew into a tough environment, and that's exactly what it made her. When faced with danger, she takes it with good humor, plows through minor threats like they're nothing. Not afraid to get physical when the situation calls for it. For all her fortitude, she's not without vulnerability. She's amicable, likable, but she's also without many friends and wishes for somebody she can relate to. And fortunately for her, that wish is granted when she meets Cyber Frog. And now that she has him as a friend, the lingering fear she may lose him to one of the dangers they face gnaws at her from time to time. Well, she's kind of one of the things about her character that comes up over and over and over again is her resilience. There's something to be said for resilience. Some people are just so, they take the hits and they keep coming,
Right.
And that's really underrated as a personality trait. For a lot of people, they want their characters to be sassy. They want them to be like a girl boss, And
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. But there's something to be said for somebody who just like they're vulnerable. Bad things happen. They're not always in control of their life, but they find a way to be present. They find a way to kind of like take care of their whatever business is in front of them. And there's a lot to be said about that. But as that being said, I got some pretty amazing comics here. I want to show. Now, I spit on your Hive variant cover. I actually gave it to a friend of mine, but we got this calendar here. It's got kind of her on the cover there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. By the time I got this calendar, it was already out of date, but
well,
had some really incredible art on it. But it just the amazing covers on this one. This one here is one of the cover I want to show. But this is look at that.
Nice.
But that's her right there. Kind of in the back there.
Oh yeah, I see her now. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good art. Yeah.
Oh, this is well, you can say a lot of things about Ethan, but when it comes to the art direction, he is an absolute master. He's an absolute master.
He knows. He knows
every
what
one
he's
of
doing,
these.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, every one of these covers is just spectacular and jaw dropping. Yeah, this right here is going to show this. That's another picture of her.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a picture of her with Shock Roach, I think. No, Deathfly. Deathfly, I think his name is.
Deathfly.
But he's the first person that she's the first person that Cyber Frog had to save her from. It was a bad date, like a really bad date. This is one of the early drawings of her. It was kind of like an Ethan, back in the 90s. But
okay.
It's just but yeah, I've got a lot of this stuff. But let me bring up the picture. But you just talk about sheer amazing art. People like to draw her. They really like to draw her. I got one comment over here. Let me highlight it right quick. Mr. Will from Freaks and Geeks just stopped by to call us nerds. Yep, hell nerds.
Nerds.
Nerds. I need to get that.
I've seen at least one of those films. I think. Yeah, I've seen one of those films. I think. Yeah.
I saw way too many of them. To be honest, probably more than I should have. All right, so let me bring this up real quick.
Right.
So here are some images. As soon as I share, populate. Come on, bring it up.
Well,
is it going to come up?
There
it is.
Very interesting.
So this is the first time. Yeah. Well, this is the first time you see her in modern day. This is from Blood Honey, right here.
Right.
It's just kind of like a reinterpretation of the first time Cyber Frog meets her. She kind of had a goth chick thing going on back then.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
But so this is the first time you see her. She's kneeing some creepy dude in the dick.
Wasn't me.
But
wasn't me.
Yeah, that's pretty much the first time we saw her in the modern age. Yeah, there you go. It wasn't cruel. This guy actually turned out to be an actual monster.
Right.
So she was definitely justified. The first time you see her, she's like in a kind of a graveyard thing. I never have understood what this choker thing is around her neck. I don't know if it's ever been established what that is, but that's like one of her characteristics.
Right. I don't know.
This is the first iteration of her, the first time we saw her, kind of like in the 90s.
I was waiting to say, because that's like those the big earrings kind of thing. Yeah.
It was ripped jeans, halter top kind of thing. I don't know. Her hair looked really red right there, but her hair is actually brunette and everywhere
Right.
else. But that was like one of the first iterations of her. But over the years, she kind of like shifted into a more sophisticated portrayal,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
like this.
okay. Yes.
Yeah. She's got like. Well,
She's
this is
got
the
an
I
axe.
Spit on Your Hive variant cover.
She's got an axe. So yeah,
Yeah.
you maybe want
Yeah,
to behave around her. So.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. But this is you ever heard the movie I Spit on Your Grave?
I've never seen it. Heard of it.
Yeah, it's about a woman who kind of like gets gang assaulted, and she like hunts them all down later on.
Right.
But yeah, this is a kind of like a variant, kind of like a homage of that famous poster. She's got the Cyber Frog tattoo on her back shoulder. She gets that in
Is
Blood
that what
Honey.
that is? Right. Cool.
Yeah. I'll try to zoom it in, but I don't know. Let me zoom it in right quick. See if it'll zoom in for me. Oh, well, I'm actually tell you something funny. I was clicking on the image, but this is the window. All right. Whoop. Hold on. Okay, there it is. But yeah, let's.
There we go. All right, cool.
That's the.
Very good.
Yeah, that's the tattoo.
Right.
But she gets. Anyway, so this is from like a picture from I think I don't know if this is actually in the comic, but it kind of portrays an event that happens in the comic. But this is when he first shows back up. There's a period of time in the comic where she thinks he's dead, and and he just shows back up one day. We find out later, in the comic he actually goes into hibernation because he gets in an explosion that almost kills him. But he goes into hibernation, rebuilds the cybernetics, rebuild him, and then he comes out to a whole different world, the wrecked planet, and this is her like catching up to him. She thought he was dead, but here he is. This is great. This is a great panel right here.
Right.
The thing about this comic, let me show you the kind of detail that we're dealing with here. I mean, he got the reflection off of the chrome.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's really well.
What kind of obsessive crap is that, man?
Well, there you go. attention to detail, right?
Well, that's the reason why he's booked 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. All right. This one, this is kind of like a. I don't know that it was like a poster image or whatever, but yeah, that's a really incredible art.
Yeah.
Kyle Ritter is just colorist, from the other day, and he's just incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. This was actually a limited cover that he had called "The Ides of March." It wasn't available very long. I wish I'd gotten hold of it. Look at that.
Has he been impaled with something?
The pathos. The stinger from the giant wasps that take over the world.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope they get beat up for that.
Yeah, well, yeah, eventually. This one's a little bondagey for my taste. That's a little bit, but
yes. I see nothing wrong here.
I can see the appeal of it. Yeah.
What was it? What was it?
But
was
yeah,
it,
I mean, this ripped jeans. I mean, that.
What was it? Was it Star Trek: The Final Frontier? Chekhov, when the female Klingon walks past. I'm going to repeat what you said. She has wonderful muscles.
Right. Well, I mean, this is the sexy, but at the same time, it's like really disturbing because
kind of, yes.
You know, look at what's surrounding her. You know, the larvae
like,
that are surrounding.
I was going to say it's like larvae.
So it's pretty disturbing, but you know. Anyway, this is actually John Malin did this one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's his signature at the bottom.
You see, that's good. She's got a
really
shotgun.
Cool.
I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense than the axe, really.
Yeah.
It's the production images right here. Gotta have that. There's that another picture of that Ides of March cover. This one's interesting. Now,
I can see it being somewhat interesting, yes. For some reason.
Well, I mean, it's like at one point it's like it's sexy at like a one level, but then at the other level it's like, you know, disturbing.
Yeah,
and
it kind of goes into some of these like Japanese manga territory. You know, some of those really out there ones.
Yeah, it definitely has that on like going for it, right?
Which is not bad if
There's
you like
another,
that sort of thing, I guess.
Now this is the action figure.
That's an action figure. Nice. That's an action figure. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, look at the detail. I'm not sure what kind of action that she's supposed to be doing, but right, yeah, it's an action figure.
That's cool.
It's got the choker. It's got the chicken fry shirt. It's got gloves. Got the ripped jeans.
Yeah, that's really good. It's from what I can see there. That's a very well.
You can tell somebody spent a lot of time molding this to make. Yeah, you can tell somebody spent a lot of time making the booty as good as possible. I mean that's some dedication right there.
Hey, what was it? Was it was it the snow? It was the snowman, wasn't it? And Smokey and the Bandit, when Sally Fields walks past, he goes, "Hey, Bandit, nice hats." Yeah.
Anyway. All right. This is the clamshell that came in. Yeah, you can see a lot of different things. It's got a lot of different weapons, a lot of different
different hands,
different heads. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of action these figures are supposed to be doing, but there's a lot of. This is like a production image of it. So, yeah. So that's that. I mean, we're talking about somebody who they spend a lot of time.
Yeah, clearly
working on things and making it interesting as possible.
Yeah.
Hold on. 1 second. Trying to get out of full screen here somehow. I got into full screen. All right, there we go. All right. Anyway, so basically, what? Hey, what's up, Wookie? Not home yet. What? Excuse.
How dare you miss this? How dare you not be here?
Dare you, dude? Dare you? Anyway. How dare you? But yeah, so the thing about that makes her such a great character, and it's basically, you know, she's like, you know, a lot of these days, modern days, when they make a character, female characters, they they don't understand the how putting some vulnerability in that character makes it even more compelling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like they want to get rid of the vulnerability out of their female characters and make them kind of like robotic, in some way,
Well,
shape, or form. Um,
well, that's
or
the
you
thing,
know,
isn't it? We see kind of like, and it's not just in the fictional realm, but we see this in
right.
real life. I hate to go politics and stuff like that, but we
Oh, go
do
ahead.
see the demasculization of men and defeminization of women. In fact, they're
Right.
kind of flipping it round. So women are becoming more masculine,
Right.
and of course, because they can't really write compelling characters, especially female ones, you know, they have to make them Mary Sue's, essentially. So,
Well,
yeah.
one of the things that it seems like men write women better than women write women.
Weird that.
I mean, this is just from observation of, you know, of all the things that I've read over the years. The women, the most compelling women characters. What?
Men write women better, and men write women better, and yet for some bizarre reason we're not supposed to understand women. How does that work?
I know. It's almost like you have to be outside. It's almost like you have to be outside of women to really like deal with them enough to know what their characteristics are. You know, but women write women like they think women are, and men write women like.
Can women write men? Can women write men then? Does it work in reverse?
Well, some can, but
Okay.
a lot of times, you'll, especially and the lesser women writers, they'll write their men like they wish men were. You know, I mean, the men will they'll like be like expressing their emotions or showing vulnerability or you know, standing in the rain, you know, and declaring their love or something like that, and guys are sitting there like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen, you know. Well, that's why rom-coms. Have you ever seen a realistic male in a rom-com?
I don't watch rom-coms.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's not meant for us.
I've probably seen some, but I just can't think of any offhand. That's not my cup of tea. So,
nah. No, right. My friend Nefaria says, "Want to know how to write a woman? Just think of a man and then remove all reason and accountability." Where did that come from? Where did that come from? I know that somebody famous wrote that. Where does that quote from?
You know, now that I sit back and think about it, that does actually sound somewhat familiar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know that quote.
It is going to annoy you all night now.
It's going to kill me unless I get it. Let me see.
Oh, that's.
Let me find it real quick. It's like
well,
want to know how to write a woman? Just think of a man, then remove reason and accountability. All right, and survey says, Jack Nicholson. It's a quote from Jack Nicholson, and As Good as It Gets. And he was the writer, and As Good as It Gets. And somebody asked him, "How do you write women so well?" It's like, "Oh, I just write a man and then remove reason and accountability." Yeah.
You know what? I think I've seen a clip of that now that you mention it. I haven't seen
the film. It's actually
a
decent movie. It's actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's probably the most realistic rom-com ever because that dude is just like
Jack Nicholson. I can imagine Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those more Jack Nicholson type style characters. I mean, it really is. But basically, it's not a knock on women, but men and women are just wired differently. Okay.
Don't say that.
Which is why you shouldn't have men boxing women. But anyway, just say it. All
Moving
right.
on.
But anyway, I don't want to get sued. Evidently,
No.
you get sued if you say stuff like that.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, but when you like the best written female characters, if you look at the byline, usually they wind up coming from men writing women, and I think it's because men, especially straight men, really love women so much that they love the ins, they love the outs, they love the ups and the downs, they love the vulnerability, they love the lack of accountability. I mean, you argue with if you argue with a woman, and it's like well, you lost right at the start because you argued.
Well, that's it. I mean, I can off the top of my head, I can think of three great female characters that that I really like, and that's obviously Princess Leia, Sarah Connor, and Ellen Ripley.
There you go.
So I would say, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more good ones, but those are like the three sort of like elite standard that kind of pops out to me when I think about female characters.
I mean, most people, that's kind of like their template,
Yeah.
And but just the idea that the whole entire softness, the whole entire lack of physical strength, but at the same time the tenacity. And the determination, the willingness to do whatever's necessary to get, especially in Aliens, when Ripley, had the maternal feelings towards Newt, and when they took Newt down into the bowels of that compound, back to their nest, it's like, and she strapped on all that stuff and went down there and got her back.
Got the pulse rifle, got this flamethrower, got the grenades.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Going in.
Oh yeah. And it's just she went from nuking from orbit. That's the only way to be sure. I mean, she barely survived one of them, and now she's in and now she's going down into a nest of them. The queen herself to get this little girl back, and it's just but at the same time, the reason why it was so compelling is this is not physical strength we're looking at here. This is strength of will, strength of determination, and even the last fight, when she went, she got into the front loader and attacked the queen.
Indeed. Yeah, I love that.
That's line, to get away from her, you bitch. I mean,
classic.
Every hair on my neck rose up. I mean, every hair on my body rose up when she said that line. It was just oh, it's on. It is on. I mean,
well, and that's the thing. I mean, going back to Princess Leia, right? First 5 minutes of the movie, she's talking smack to Darth Vader.
Right.
Right in front of him, to his face.
Oh yeah. Everybody else is
first 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, he blew up her country or blew up her planet to make a point, but she was sassy. She's pretty sassy there.
I know. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like George Lucas was saying, when he was he's talking about he didn't think that they understood how to make strong female characters. If you look at Star Wars, it's it's already got strong female characters in it, and you got Obed Shiboy or whatever her name is, the chick that's supposed to do the Rey movie, and she's well, he's we gotta bring a female centric Star Wars, and it's where the hell have you been? You know, where the hell have you been, right?
This is
But
this is the thing. This is the thing. I was thinking about this the other day, right? You can
yeah,
you can have the most diverse cast in existence,
it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna
and
be enough.
you can have you can even have the most diverse people in the crew making this thing, right? But at the end of the day, shite doesn't sell.
No.
Quality does. Are they good at their
quality?
Are these folk good at their job?
Right.
If
Don't
they
care
are,
if they got. Don't care if
if
they got ovaries. Don't care if they
no,
identify themselves as a you know, as
if
an
if they
ottoman. Uh,
if
all
they're
that
good at
matters is can they do it? Can they
if
do
they're
the
good at
job?
if they're good at their job, if
Right.
the actors are good, if they have a good story, and if they can execute it properly, then it will sell.
Yeah.
Simple formula.
Well, I mean, that's what people are
it's
looking
only
for.
worked. It's only worked for decades. You know, what would we know?
Right. Well, the problem that we're running into, you know, and the reason why you see female characters like have fallen off the map and in quality wise, it's because when you basically you completely proceed from your emotionality, okay, and
Yeah.
and especially if you start it thinking of yourself as a victim, and so
Yeah.
basically you won't allow your character to be victim,
No.
and we're all victims of circumstances. We're all victims of our surroundings. We're all victims of something or other. You know,
Right. Yeah.
everybody
Absolutely.
has everybody has times where they're
Something.
victimized.
We have something.
Right.
We've all got something, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And so when you write characters that are kind of like victimized in some way, shape, or form, then the person who's reading it or watching the media, you know, or you know, absorbing it in some way, they feel more connected to that character, because everybody has moments in time where they are not in control of their life or their reality, and so when you sit there and because you won't allow your character, your female character, to have any kind of like vulnerability like that, then you're basically making that somebody that nobody can like plug into. Even women can't plug into it.
Ooh, no.
You know,
Well,
even women can't absorb that.
I
You know,
was going to say that, you know, you give them a bit of an uphill battle,
right?
and you know, you're along for the journey, and you root for these people to succeed. I mean, that's just, it doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman, but you know,
Right.
you root for that. But what was it Christopher Lee said? He was in referring to actors. He says, if you start at the top, you've only got one way to go.
Right. Exactly. And if you start at the place of strength, then nobody's going to identify with that, because everybody feels like they're behind the eighth ball. Everybody feels like they're acting from a place of weakness or a handicap or you know, something to overcome. And the more compelling stories are the ones where somebody starts out, you know, starts out with, you know, disadvantages and finds a way to make their way through, to overcome those disadvantages. It's inspirational, it's aspirational, you know. You know, one thing about this character Heather Swain is even though, you know, she's kind of like put behind the eighth ball, you know, the person that she relied upon, the person that she always thought would come get her, disappeared off the face of the planet when this alien invasion happened, and suddenly she's like trying to make her way through this new hellscape of aliens, alien wasp attacking everybody.
Yeah.
And she's got to find her way, way forward and survive. And then suddenly he's like shows her back up in her life, and and this is somebody that instead of feeling. But one great thing about her character in this book is that while she could have acted butthurt and betrayed, and got and been annoying about it,
Oh yeah. Wow. All that. Yeah.
Right. Well, she was like happy to see him. She was like, I'm so happy you're back. I get that's one thing that when somebody holds on to grudges too long in like media, where somebody is like where somebody's like being unreasonable, like the last the book there's a novel. I mean, it was a game called The Last of Us, right?
Yes.
And
I played the first one. I've got the first one actually.
Right.
The Last of Us. Yeah.
Right, but in the second book, of The Last of Us, the girl who he saved in the first one found out what he did to save her, and she like holds it over his head and like resents the crap out of him for it, and like the whole entire time, and she's like resenting him for it, and she won't let go of it, and a lot of people were like really turned off by that.
Well, then he dies. He gets killed.
Well, yeah, gets brutally murdered. It's like, you want a protagonist? No, you ain't gonna have a protagonist,
Yeah. I haven't played the second
power.
game. I haven't played the second game or seen the show. I know the show.
Right.
I heard the show's okay.
Yeah.
I heard it was all right, but
it's a Pedro Pascal. I see Pedro's name. I skipped.
You know what?
Pedro or Oscar Isaac.
I will say. I mean, I don't dislike Pedro Pascal, but he's just one of these guys that's maybe a little overexposed right now, I suppose.
Well, overexposed. He's in every damn thing.
Yeah.
If he was humanly possible for him to be in more, he would be in more. He has to turn down stuff. They want him in everything.
Yeah.
So I come across a great female protagonist. The things that I look for in a great female protagonist is I look for that vulnerability. I look for that that ability to overcome that emotional depth that women can have that men don't.
Right.
Women have emotional depth that men can't have. I mean, they're just built that way.
You're exactly right, and that's maybe something that people don't want to hear. But the reality of the situation is, women are by default more emotional, or at least emotionally upfront. We as blokes are a bit more reserved. It's not that we don't have emotions or aren't in touch with them. It's just we don't just go bah!
Right, exactly.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Well, but at the same time, there's a gear that women have that men don't. There's a ruthlessness that women can achieve that men don't have.
Well, yeah.
And it's not talked about a lot, but that's if you want a good female character, they have to have that streak of ruthlessness in them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman, it's like a female bear will protect her cub. It's that whole thing, they will do anything.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, and I've heard women say this is that when it comes to kicking off, women are relentless and vindictive.
Yeah,
way more than men are. You know what I mean? We'll maybe get into a scrap, and then maybe next week we're having a pint in the pub.
Right.
But totally
women
different.
will hold a grudge forever.
Yeah. It's just
ever.
Again, it's not a dig at women. It's just men and women are different.
They just are. They just are.
Just the way it is.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. One thing I like about this particular character is she does have that femininity to her, but at the same time, she's got that extra gear, protective gear that all great women characters have, and but she also has that the vulnerability, but she also has the courage And when you're more vulnerable, as a character, as a person, as a gender or whatever, finding a way forward, even through the emotionality that women have, a woman finding a way forward, it's just such an incredible character trait, and it's such an intriguing character trait, and it's such a more compelling character trait. Somebody girl bossing all over everywhere, and they never have any weakness. They never have a moment of doubt. The only weakness they have is, that they don't know how awesome they are, which happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's not compelling. That's not compelling. Anyway,
it also doesn't help when some of these girl boss characters have to belittle men. And men are portrayed as weaklings and bumbling fools, because that's
right.
It's not doing men any favors, obviously, but it's not necessarily doing women any favors either, because their strength could be seen as fake.
Right.
It's not, you know what I mean?
Well,
their position.
If you have to tear somebody else down for you to be powerful,
yeah.
If you have to like rip somebody down before you can you can be raised up, then it's always going to appear artificial.
Yeah.
It's always going to be it's always going to feel like it's artificial.
And of course, we discussed this off air once. It's one of these things. Not everybody can lead. That's the thing.
Right.
Not everybody can lead, and women by default are not supposed to lead, which means it's an even steeper uphill battle for those that can.
Yeah.
And probably there's less that can than men.
Right.
So that's just that. Again, that's just nature. It's just the way we are. It's not a dig at anybody. It's
looking at reality, looking at the way people are wired, the way things are. If you create that, if you put that in your character, especially female protagonist, if you put the fact that maybe they're not like the lead character, but they're like helping the lead character, or they're there to support the lead character, or they don't necessarily have to be a lead character to be compelling.
I mean, it also, I suppose, depends on the genre as well.
Right.
Obviously, there's certain other things to consider, I suppose. But yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I just think he's got the balance right. And this series, I think he's got the balance right, and she's a very interesting character.
He knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been doing this for years, so he knows.
Right.
He knows what kind of characters work and which ones don't. So,
well, that's the thing. Is right now, in it's like pop culture. There's a difference between what they say the Acolyte is. I'm gonna be honest. I never saw it. I never watched it, but I've seen enough clips to let me know that pretty much everything they said was pretty accurate. But other things that I have seen, I really honestly think that if you want to get women back to box office capability, right now everybody sees a female lead, the movie's almost sure to tank.
Right.
I mean, Furiosa absolutely tanked. Didn't even make 100 million worldwide.
I haven't seen that. I heard it was.
Well, nobody did. Nobody did. That's what I'm saying. Nobody did.
I heard it was all right. It was all right, from what I understand. It was okay.
I heard it was all right, but at the same time, I'm not going to watch it because I'm like, oh yay, girl boss, right? But what I'm saying is if they want to get women back to box office ability, where a woman can carry a film, and they were back before all this girl bossing happened. They were carrying films.
Yeah,
there was movie franchises where there was a lead character as a female. I mean, it's not been that long ago. I mean, was it what's the name of the one? The one where they are everybody is like Katniss Everdeen's her name. What's
the
the name of
Hunger
that series?
Games.
Hunger Games.
I
That
haven't
that
seen
wasn't
it.
that long ago, but
Haven't seen those. Yeah, haven't
well,
seen
I
it.
mean, that's a female character. I wasn't asking whether you've seen it or not. I'm just saying that was a
No.
example of a character that was carrying a
Right.
franchise,
Right.
and it
yeah,
was and it is economically viable. I'm just saying as an example of that, but
It
I mean,
was. It
it's
was
not been that
financially.
long
Yeah.
ago. But then
No.
then they had another Hunger Games movie that came out like last year.
Yeah,
Tanked.
that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely tanked. Well, I mean, the fact it had Rachel Zegler and it didn't help, but yeah, she's kind of like a cancer. If you see her name on something, it's not going to make anything.
She's not
right
doing
now.
herself any favors.
No, not at all. But that's just like within the matter of like 5 or 6 years, the last one came out from that movie to this movie, and then that's absolutely no economic feasibility and what happened in that intervening year. It's because all that goodwill was burned out of people.
Yeah.
Now that they see a lead female character, I'm serious. I watched a bunch of trailers the other day, and every time I saw one that had a female lead in it, or female emphasis, I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching that. And it's not because it's not because I'm a misogynist. I'm just saying that now they because you're so sure that number one, it's going to be a girl boss. Number two, it's going to be all the males are going to be cucked out, and just not interested in that. But the movie. But then the movie Twisters came out just like a month or two last month, and it had a female lead, but it was more of a co-lead,
right?
And when people watched the previews, they saw that the woman wasn't like the boss. She wasn't like teaching everybody. She was like the authority, and everybody had to follow her lead, and she was going to figure it all out. You had this cowboy out here who was also like, doing just as much as she was. And it was like a co-lead situation. And that movie made bank.
Yeah. So I hear.
And so you can, but as long as people think that there's a balance there, then people are still going to back it. But anymore, the balance has been thrown off so far that any female lead movie is probably poison right now.
Yeah.
Unless it's a rom-com or unless it's a traditionally female-led thing.
Well, what I was going to say is that there's news been come out now that there's another Witcher game coming out. And it's not going to be the center focus with Geralt of Rivia. So
because that worked real good in the streaming series, right?
Well, and the concern now is that it's going to be the Geralt boss. It's going to be a new set of games apparently, and this is what the concern is. Because it takes because it takes so long to develop a video game. Plans would have been made years ago,
right?
And they would have maybe done a Geralt boss, and that's maybe what's going to end up. I don't know.
Well, for the immediate future, though, every project that's going to come out would have been like greenlit during this era.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And during this era of CRT, gender politics, Me Too.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And so for the next little while, the suckage is going to be there for good.
I think so.
And so basically, characters like Heather Swain that have that great balance, that have it right, are going to be successful in the mainstream for the next little while. Just until we get all this crap out of the pipes. It's going to take a while for all these things that were greenlit under all this stupidity to make its way through the system and get out.
Exactly.
Get out of it.
The critical drinker said as much about that. A while ago about some of these movies. There's a delay on them coming out, and it'll be the same with the video games.
Yeah,
like you say, they've been greenlit about 2-3 years ago or something like that. So
Well, and you know, and corrupted by the sweet baby inks of the world. So,
Of course, yes, that is that too. Yeah.
well, I mean, but this era is coming to an end upstream, but there's still a lot of crap that's floating downstream that we're going to have to get through before we get more normal. Until then, you know, we got characters like Heather Swain, you know, like characters like Perfect 10, you know, we got some characters we can like that are going to start making waves in pop culture, you know, and that's why I think Heather Swain's going to be next. That's why I think it's going to be a character that's going to resonate for a little time.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
But anyway, thanks for coming, Cruel.
No worries. Thank you.
No problem. Anyway, that's been cool for Telepathic Bunny Comics. Thank you for the fluffiest chat and all the YouTube for everybody that showed up. I didn't expect a lot of people to show up tonight because of the subject matter. That's fine. But for those who did, I appreciate you, and we will see you next time. Thank you, Cruel.
Bye-bye, everyone.
You have a good night there in Scotland.
Thank you. I'll certainly try.
An ass crack of the middle of the night there. Anyway, that's been Cooper for Telepathic Bunny Comics. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you next time. Follow the White Rabbit. Bye.